I hope you all enjoyed the XRP breakdown that I did earlier today. Sorry that this is a little bit later, but as promised, I want to kind of go through the normal pairs that I go through, GU, EU, and EG, and let's have a look and see what's going on in the markets. I haven't had a look since I've been back, so this is the first time looking for me as well. Just to give a bit of perspective, firstly, I'm starting on the weekly on GU, just because we can clearly see at the moment we are in that bearish trend on the weekly, lower lows, lower highs, and so on. This is our lower high point, made a new lower low. So as you can see, I've written on here, 75% chance of rejecting previous lower high. Okay, we are in this interesting area, which is the beginning of the move. We've had that nice rejection from that so far, and we've taken out this level down here as well, but that will be a lot clearer when I move down to the lower time frame. So let's go down to the daily. So zooming into what's going on here. Now, as I said, we had this double bottom area, which we know becomes a target. Okay, price has spiked into that area. We've had that nice reaction from it. However, we are holding currently around the 50 EMA. All right, it all depends on how this daily candle closes. If we can get a nice rejection from this area, we could potentially see a move back down. I can also see that we are currently in a nice point of interest here. So we have two confluences. One is our area before our bearish move down. A lot of things going on in this, to be honest. But we also have our EMA as well that we are looking to reject. So let's see how this plays out. If we do reject this area, then we're looking for a nice potential 200 pip move back down to here. I can get rid of that now, and then let's just refine this a little bit more. And we have our trading range. If we close above this trading range, then our next target is around here. I would probably say about 1,400, something like that, for our first area of interest. But we'll obviously keep updating everybody as and when, just to let you know what's going on with price. So on the 4 hour, let's just zoom in a little bit more. So 4 hour, we can see we did have this nice break of structure. Price has broken through the last previous lower high, and we made a higher low. All right, so currently at the moment, we've had that nice big bullish move up here. The reaction that we've received is from this candle we have here. All right, which is giving a nice 200 pip move up. However, I do believe we are currently at that crucial point, and price needs to make up its mind here. Again, if we break through and take out these areas up here, we're going to continue bullish to the upside on the daily, which I've already gone over around here. So let's see what price does now and how price closes. And what I'll do, I'll then just go down to the 15-minute time frame, which is the micro side of things, and we can see that we are pretty bullish at the moment. Okay, easily higher highs, higher lows, continue to make higher highs. We've broken through our previous resistance. If we give this some context, we can see we've broken through, which was our previous resistance, and we have retested that now to the upside. We've broken through our trading range, which was here. This was the bottom of our trading range, and let me move that across so it's a bit neater. This is the top of our trading range that we've now smashed through, so we are on different levels now. Okay, so again, when price comes back down here, we need to see how we react. Currently, I would say our structure point is this. I would like to see a nice break of that, and then we can see if there is a potential position. But at the moment, we are looking very, very, very bullish coming into this particular area of interest on the daily. However, we have to see, like I said, how it closes. You tend to find that price will come up to this, pop above, and then reject again. And we have got this area down here that still needs to be filled. So at the moment, in the crucial point of interest, however, we have to use our individual strategies to figure out if there is a potential trade. I keep that for my own traders, who will know what's going on at the moment. And yeah, if anyone has any ideas what you think, then obviously just let me know. Moving on to EG. Now, EG is an interesting one. We have been dropping, as you can see, for quite some time on the daily. All right, we have this double bottom that got taken out. price has then continued to the downside, this was our last low point that got taken out here, meaning that this was our last lower high. So what we want to be seeing at the moment, we've made a lower low. We're now looking for price to come into this area for a lower high. And if we move on to the weekly, you can see that hopefully we've got the nice EMA coming down into our point of interest, where we can then look for those nice positions again. However, on the 4 hour, you can see that we are still above the 50 EMA, so we are holding this and still looking quite bullish. So for me personally, I'll be waiting for price to come into my nice point of interest to then look for those lower time frame confirmations and reversal signs. Now, if price breaks through this, then I would expect price to come up to this level up here, more than likely 0,900, nice psychological round level, which I can now draw on here. That will be my next level. Obviously, if we break through, we're looking for a retest and continue going, which let's say from here will give us a nice 320 pips. However, that is only relevant if price breaks through this area. So let's wait and see how it works when we come into this. And then looking on the 15-minute, which is the micro time scale, again, not too bullish. We are making higher highs and higher lows. However, look, we can make a bit of context in this. I like to put on my trading range. So here's the top of my trading range, and here is the bottom of my trading range. So currently we're at the bottom. I would expect price to pop back up around this area. Maybe a nice intraday move for tomorrow. If we break through this, then we are looking for a move to the downside towards this area, where again we need to see how price reacts. Again, there's a lot of things going on here, right? It's easy to put the pieces of the puzzle together. You can see where price is going to reject perfectly, right? To the T. I mean, this is what I go through on my videos. I give away these little snippets if anyone can put them together. We had that beautiful reaction from here, all right? These are all things that you need to be looking out for when you come on the charts and you see these videos. If you've got any questions, just look at it, just study them, all right? The information is out there. So again, obviously I give it to my own personal traders. And obviously if you want assistance, you know where I am, all right? But at the moment, for me, I'm still waiting for this. We're a little bit away from it. You might find we come back down to test the 50 EMA and then continue to the upside. So that will be a pair which will be on the back burner for me for now. Now, EU. Excuse me, let's go to the higher time frame. EU is quite interesting again. You can see here, like similar to what we looked at on GU, there's a double bottom, but we've taken the double bottom on GU because we know what sits below. Whereas now we have just made a lower low from this area, and we're having a slight pullback. You can see the red line that I've got at the moment. For me, that's my point of no return. If we break through this area, then we are easily coming up to here. Now, if we want to round that up, you can say to 100 ideally, so they're perfect, absolute perfection. Again, institutional psychological levels that you need to know about. So if we break through this, we're coming up to this area. However, I can clearly see that we are in a nice point of interest. I'm just looking at the highs to see what's going on. Broken below the 50 EMA, potentially retest to then come to the downside all the way back down here, which would be really, really nice move. And let's just quickly look at the monthly. Monthly again, we still have downward potential. We are obviously in between this area and this area here, however, closer to the top, and we want to be selling from the top, selling from the highs, buying from the lows. Again, we are in that significant point of interest on the monthly, so really interesting, something to look at, but let's not clutter our chart, so get rid of that for now. And again, like we are at the area where, look, you know, we can put these on, roll our wicks if we want to capture as many wicks as possible. We are about to come into this. Now, the one thing that's conflicting with this trade is that we are now above the 50 EMA. However, sometimes we do pop above and then dump back below. So this is why we have to have our own strategies to understand what price is doing on a lower time frame, because you can clearly see at the moment making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. We are in an uptrend on the lower time frame. Look, if I go to the 50-minute, you can see this easily, right? That's a lot better than the last pair that we looked at. Clear moves to the upside. Now, again, to give some structure to this, so I haven't got many drawings on because I've been away. I like to kind of start fresh. First of all, what do we see at the bottom? So we had that nice reaction here from the New York low. Then we smashed through London, come back and retest, and then we've continued to the upside. So at the moment, we are still bullish on the higher time frame. It would be silly at this time to go in for a short on the EU. I honestly believe that we still have a little bit more of upside potential. We have got to come back to 50 EMA, but we could just come back, fill these vital areas, and then continue to the upside. So all a little bit uncertain at the moment. Again, the way that I trade is I will come to the charts tomorrow morning on London Open. I have my own strategy, which my traders know about, that we look at, and to see if there are any nice potential intraday trades, a nice 1 to 3, a nice 1 to 5, and then get out the market. But given where we are now, we're currently looking at a Maribosa closure if we close like this, okay? You might find if we close like this tomorrow, we maybe have a little bit of wick down to this area. So wick down and then continue, right? But again, we have to kind of see what happens in Asia. There are specific ways to trade Asia if you know about it. But yeah, not too much to report at the moment, to be honest. Also bearing in mind that everything that I've just gone through now, thinking about it, everything is near its significant point of interest, and tomorrow is non-farm payroll, which is, for me, one of the biggest market movers and fundamental events of the month, which is the first Friday of every month. So it's no coincidence that prices around these areas. So we are looking for potential reversals on most pairs. However, we are not yet quite ready. So we could get a stab for non-farm payroll into this area, which is then going to reject to come to the downside, or we could get a breakthrough as a result of non-farm payroll, look at a retest, and then continue to the upside. However, it should give us some nice directional bias on all the pairs that we are looking at. All right, and yeah, I hope that everyone has the strategies in order. Everybody's kind of ready for the markets. If there isn't a trade there, you don't need to take it. However, we can see, let's again look at the daily. We've currently got this bullish engulfing here, but we've got the nice wick. Again, we might be coming down to test the EMA, then continue to the upside. So trade safe. If you are going to trade tomorrow, make sure that if it's in the morning, you move your stop to break even. You don't risk any more that you can afford. And then do not jump in at non-farm payroll. Those with prop accounts will know that you can't trade fundamentals anyway. So for me, it's either if there isn't anything in the morning, I will then look and just see and sit on the sidelines for non-farm payroll. And that should give me some nice directional bias for next week. So I hope that helps. Nothing significant to look at the moment. This is probably the best opportunity that I can see, but there is no trade at the moment given it's nearly 20 to 10 at night. We're about to finish the print the daily candle. Again, we're potentially looking near like a Maribosa closure, unless anything drastic happens in the next 20 minutes. If we close back below, then great. That could give us the move to the downside. But again, that's something we need to look at in the morning on the lower time frames, because at the moment we are extremely, extremely bullish. So just be careful, trade safe, take your time. If you're not sure, sit out the market and come back to it next week. And again, I'm going to do some more updates next week. Let's do some more crypto. We've got the next edition of the podcast is on the way. So if you have any ideas of what you want to hear in the podcast, I've got some great stuff to tell you. Just message me, DM me, and I'll make sure to cover it. So I hope that helps everybody, and I'll catch up with you all again very, very soon.